Now the forms, just the simple forms, the infinitive absolute takes the root, whatever it is. And again, we're going to use our verbal root of katal simply arbitrarily. The infinitive absolute, and here there's no other way to do this other than to learn it, appears like this. Ka, tol. There are the vowel markings that we've added to our three-letter roots to make a verb form. The infinitive construct is simply kitol. If you think about it, this is very similar to what you know about nouns in the absolute and construct states, right? As a general rule, remember our absolute construct business? We looked at a noun like davar. Can you read this? I got the wrong marker here. And when we took davar and made it a construct noun, we purged all commas, right? If the syllable was open, we made it a schwa. If the syllable was closed, we made it a patach. Here's how nouns work from absolute to construct state. That's review. You've done this on tests and stuff, right? As a general rule, long vowels shorten or go to schwa in construct forms. Do you see what's happened to katol when it goes to katol? It's almost as though this is following the rules of construct vowel reduction. There are your two basic forms, katol and katol. Wait a minute, is there a problem with this form? What's the problem with this form? What's this form? Tiktol. Imperfect, let's call it second singular masculine, right? What happens if we take this imperfect form, second singular masculine, and lop off the prefix? What do we get? All right, this is the imperative form. What do you notice about the imperative form? It looks a lot like the infinitive construct, right? Okay, at least observe the problem, all right, that the imperative and the infinitive construct in the regular verb, we'll see that in irregulars this isn't the same thing, and let's kind of lay this aside, but some of you are already anticipating, I think I've seen this before, and you're right, you have. All right? The point I'm making here is that while these two forms actually do look alike, they got there by two different routes. The infinitive construct is related to the infinitive. The imperative is related to the imperfect, which was our original verb form that we lopped a prefix off. Okay? So we got there by two different ways, even though we ended up with the same looking form. All right. That may help us later on. Let's lay that aside and now go to how we're going to use these things. Any questions so far? What have we said? Let's recap the action here. Isn't this tricky? We're talking about infinitives. Infinitives are verbal nouns for the most part. In Hebrew, however, you have two kinds of infinitives. They are, at this point, you will know them only as infinitive absolute and infinitive construct. And they look like this, katol and katol. Now, what do we do with these things?